Well, we're moving on now. Moving on the
Jefferson, I love you. I could just hug you. Of course I won't. But it's the thought that counts.
Aren't you upset about your suit?
Certainly not. How could I be upset after what you've done?
Good point. What did I do?
Did you or did you not donate some blood yesterday?
Blood? Oh, yeah.
Well, do you know where that blood is right now?
Not really. We kind of lost touch.
At this very moment, your blood happens to be coursing through my wife's veins.
Oh, I don't understand.
Last night, my wife, Mrs. Whittendale, was rushing to answer the telephone. And in her haste, she tripped over a small but priceless sculpture of a Chinese elephant.
Oh, how terrible.
Well, actually, it wasn't too bad. Just a small crack in one of the tusks.
What about your wife?
What about my blood?
I'm getting to that. As Mrs. Whittendale fell, she grabbed the draperies for support and pulled a cast iron curtain rod down on her head.
Oh, my God. What did you do?
I fainted. Fortunately, our maid was thinking on her feet and called for an ambulance.
See that? We can't even get Florence to stand on her feet.
At the hospital, we learned that Mrs. Whittendale had a very rare blood type. It seems there was only 1 pint of compatible blood in the entire city. Imagine our surprise when we found out that the donor was you, Jefferson.
Yeah, well, you know, I feel really close to Mrs. Whittendale now. Can I call her by her first name?
No. But we are both indebted to you.
Oh, George, isn't this wonderful? You're a hero.
Come on, Weezy, I'm not a hero. All I did was save the woman's life.
We realize that there is no way to repay you for what you've done, but if you can think of anything, I mean anything at all, you just tell me. Jefferson, the sky's the limit.
George, breathe.
The sky's the limit?
Oh, excuse me.
Hi, Mrs. Jefferson. Thought I'd bring up the mail and save you a trip.
Oh, thank you, Ralph.
Mr. Whittendale, I didn't see you come into the building.
Well, he did, and he's here, so get out.
How is Mrs. Whittendale, sir? I hope she enjoyed that assorted nut selection I sent to the hospital.
Art, you can't expect me to compare what Jefferson did to a bag of airline peanuts.
And what I did is not important.
It's not important? Well, I'll tell you what he did.
He did something so minor, so insignificant, so unimportant, that it's not even worth your ear time. Bye, Ralph.
George, why wouldn't you let me tell Ralph what you did?
Because I can't stand people worshiping me. You know how I am about that.
Well, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, so I'll just be going. I really must be getting to the hospital.
Oh, please give Mrs. Whittendale our best wishes.
You think about what you want. I'll drop by later to discuss the details. Remember, the sky's the limit.
Oh, George, for heaven's sakes.
I'm rich, Weez, I'm rich.
Now, don't get carried away. Mr. Whittendale was very generous to you. Now, you shouldn't take advantage of that.
Weezy, I am surprised at you. The man's wife is laying up in the hospital. What kind of lowlife would take advantage of a man in a situation like that? How about a Rolls-Royce Silver Spur?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. What about a nice tie? Or a new wallet? Or, yow! That's the most beautiful car I've ever seen.
And look, Weezy, it comes with the color TV, wet bar, mink carpeting.
Oh, you can't ask Mr. Whittendale. You think the mink carpeting is standard or what?
And look, we also get a choice of a moon roof.
Oh, George, this is ridiculous. We can't ask for something that costs so much money.
Trust me, Weez, I won't even ask him. I'll just casually slip it into the conversation. Mr. Rosendale.
Good evening. I was on my way back from the hospital and thought I'd stop in.
Well, how is Mrs. Whitendale doing?
Oh, splendid, splendid. Thanks to your husband here.
Well, you know what they say, a man's blood is only as good as the person he dumps it into.
Well, Jefferson, have you decided yet how I can express my gratitude?
Well, actually, Mr. Whitendale, I haven't really given it that much thought. How about one of these?
A Rolls-Royce silver spur?
Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
Well, if that's all you want, it's yours.
Breathe, Louise, breathe.
With the moon roof and the mink carpeting?
With everything. Money's no object. After all, the blood Jefferson donated saved my wife's life.
Like I always say, Weeze, all you need is a pint of blood and a good, generous heart to pump it through. What do you want?
We have to talk, Mr. Jefferson, sir.
Look, I don't have time. I'm busy.
It's rather important.
Look, if it's that important, it can wait, right? Excuse me, Mr. Whitendale.
I happened to overhear your conversation with Mr. Whitendale, and I have just one thing to say.
What is it?
That's my Rolls.
Look, Ralph, come on now. Don't get excited.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir. One of your paltry gratuities won't cut it now.
Look, Ralph, don't be difficult, okay?
Look, that's my blood in Mrs. Whitendale, and that's my Rolls.
Look, well, I didn't want it. He's forcing the car on me.
Oh, get off it, sir. How can you take credit for something that you didn't do? That's low, that's despicable, that's my Rolls.
Will you stop saying that? We can make out a deal, right?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll split it 50-50. I'll drive it, you park it.
No.
Okay. I'll use it for 6 months and you use it for 6 months.
That sounds more like it.
But I get it on weekends and holidays.
Wait a minute. Why am I making a deal with you? All I have to do is go in there, tell Mr. Whitendale the truth, and then he'll know it's mine.
Go ahead. It's your word against mine. Who do you think he's going to believe?
But it's my blood.
But my name's on it.
Okay, 50-50. But every time you get behind that wheel, just remember one thing. That's my Rolls.
And I think we'll really get a lot of use out of this car phone. Oh, hello.
Why don't I just write the check out to you, Jefferson?
Choice. Be sure to include tax and license.
Well, let's just round it off to an even 100,000.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This charade has gone far enough.
Ralph!
I can't let him do this to you, Mr. Whitendale.
Ralph!
Jefferson is playing you for a sucker. He paid me $50 to donate that blood in his name. It was me who saved the life of your wife, not him. Me.
George, is this true?
He's delirious.
Is he telling the truth?
Well, I hate to speak philosophical, sir, but you see, the truth as you know it, the truth as I know it, or the truth as...
George! How could you?
I'll deal with you later, Jefferson. Hart, this check is rightfully yours.
I know that, sir. Get the door, Jefferson. It's annoying me.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking for George Jefferson.
I'm George Jefferson.
No, you're not. Jefferson's a weaselly little guy in a doorman's uniform. Oh, hi, Mr. Jefferson.
The man's obviously crocked. I'll eject him forthwith.
I'm sober as a skunk. You promised to give me $10 if I donated blood in your name.
He's a lunatic.
Wait a minute. You say this guy paid you $10 to donate blood in his name?
No, I said he promised to pay me. Where's my $10?